Hi guys, earnings season again. I'm Randy at RT Row.
And I'm Danai at H.ja.
We're here giving you guys a nice quick one this week.
Yup.
Topical. Danai, where do we begin this week?
Yeah.
Early shout out. Have anybody want to shout out?
Early shout out. I've been giving out to shout outs, you know.
Yeah.
But we got bridging again, Jermaine. So I talked to him again this week based on our shout out we gave him last week, and I think he really appreciated it.
Yeah, well, big up Jermaine for that. Big up.
Being a good advisor.
Yeah. That's high praise.
What, 1 in 150?
I'm joking,
I really think advisor shots, really. But
boy, yeah. True. You really don't. I've been the troublemaker.
I know, that's not even a teacher. I was talking to some guys this week, and they were talking about the conversation we had. Mm-hmm. And he was like, boy, I thought advisor actually. And I said, brother, me and you talk about certain things where I know where you're thinking is at a different level from the rest of people in the industry. For being an advisor, like more research and everything, and looking to invest himself, whatever. So I think that's a good start where he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't really talk to him more than so I don't really know what he'll do. Mm-hmm. I don't know much about his investing or whatever at this point. But even bring pics to me and talk, you know. So, but he was saying, boy, I thought advisors or whatever. I said, brother, it's not about you, you know. It is a generalization. Mm-hmm. We've said before, we know people say, oh, them start as advisor. We go Brian all the time.
All the time. People hear us big up
Big up 5 Sully.
Big up 5 Sully, and this is all the mandatory shout out.
Yeah.
We've had, although Kwame is not in that field, but we've had Kwame on the JMB episode explaining, and investor thinking is investor thinking across the board, right? Explaining the investor thinking, and Kwame does invest on his own. And like you mentioned to your brethren, one of the things about him as an advisor is that he actually invests on it. Yeah, man.
It always shows something. I don't mean like put a small, like when you
it is even small.
No, so I think a lot of them do that too. Like they put a small but not necessarily a lot of thinking behind it, just buy something based on whatever is happening here, then buy it. Or they're not even regular, they did that one time or so.
Oh, to say that they have.
Yeah. Or you know, that's their skin in the game. Like they say, oh, put a little piece, and as far as I'm concerned, I invest in the market. And you know, but they don't really look at the market as a vehicle for them.
No, okay, so they don't see it as a real opportunity. It's not,
which is weird. It's selling at people, so that's very disingenuous. Wow.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's the intent behind it. But for me, I'm going to try to jump back from intent and say, yo, even that is a start. If somebody take even a grand out of them pocket,
I
invest it.
Either more than a grand, or it's less than a grand.
You've done the step one. I can't knock it. I mean, you have at least a brokerage account. You've put some money into the market, and you know your next move is to, I would say, follow up, start checking on that thing.
Yeah, so it's a generalization, but guess what? What I see is majority. So yes, I'm generalizing, but you guys understand. I think you understand what I'm saying. You understand no based on his explanation. So yes, sure, they're advisors. The fact that I say, oh, this brother cool, Brian used to be an advisor, a high level advisor now. The fact that exists, that means there are good advisors out there. I probably don't know them. I don't know them much, but I don't think majority of the people in the industry are like most people would face, but not going to happen.
I like that. So, I'm going to shout out Simon for having a thread. Simon had a thread.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking about advisors, and people are getting the experience on that, but they're also, the point of the thread is why I'm shouting out the thread, and I'll link it, but it was to say, if you've had good experiences with an advisor, shout them out and give their contact if they can, and people have done that. I've done that once only have I ever given an advisory contact. It was at the end of my Select F review on everymickle.com. And it's still there. So if you want to see that person might be able to help you. I don't know if she does date. I believe she does. I think I asked her from before. So you guys can go on there. That's some homework for you. Go on everymickle.com, find my Select F review, my Sagicor Select F review prospectus overview, and read that because it's a good idea. It helps you understand what Select F is. Yeah, it explains it very well, what they do and what to expect from them. And it also has an advisor link at the end. That's the only time I think I've ever publicly done that.
I don't generally post it publicly, but I have people I recommend. I used to recommend Jermaine. Currently, I have a friend that I recommend. She's really good at customer service.
Which is key in the advisor space.
Well, that's what sells me. For me personally, I don't look at an advisor for any advice. So it's really just can make sure my transactions are done on time and my money sort out whenever I need to sort out. Cool. So and she's really good with that. So I've recommended her. I haven't spoke to her much about investing. Our time's very much, but yeah, I know that she's great with customer service. So I have recommended her. Currently at Mayberry. So if you have that million, just message me and I'll give her a contact.
Or the other way. Have we ever said on here how to get a Mayberry account? I feel like we've said it multiple times. I won't repeat it.
When I just joined, I think it was a different mentality around it. Because it was a sneak and get a Mayberry account during IPO. Now, I know...
It's not sneaking.
It's just that's
part of the process.
During an IPO, they will. You can open a Mayberry account. Just come with the KYC information, and they'll open the account for you. Sorry to cut you. Just during a Mayberry broker. Mayberry broker IPO.
During an IPO where Mayberry is
the minimum investment for the IPO. You good?
I want to be very clear. This you don't want people.
Okay. So Mayberry.
It's during an IPO where Mayberry is the lead broker. So on that IPO document, on that prospectus, it should say at the bottom on the front page. Something about being brought by Mayberry Investments Limited.
And just write, when you fill in the form, put IPO at the top.
Yeah.
Or talk to the advisor and they'll make sure. Definitely we do that.
So
during IPO.
How many Mayberry free ads have you brought onto this show, sir?
You're right.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord, people want to think I work here.
Free for you. Making that paycheck.
Oh, then you're right. Oh, my Lord. Go talk to whoever's in charge of marketing and tell them to link me, please. I'll link them.
Oh, it's on the page, sir. It's on the page.
Yeah. Oh, God. You know what? I should make it for myself. Guys, go out. If you're going to get a Mayberry account anytime after hearing this.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them. You heard about them from earnings season. Use that code for a free good service account. It's not free. It is not free.
It's not free, but it's good service.
Yeah, but once you meet the requirement, it is good service. I will say that I am a Mayberry because you hear me joining on the ad now. Tell them you got sent by earnings season. The guys on that earnings season sent you, please. Yeah. Matter of fact, if you open any brokerage account, tell them that. And them ask, what that? You let them know.
Well, you know, it's funny. The Mayberry Prestige. I think it's there now. And I think when I just joined, definitely. Why I keep doing that is because I have a different lens at the time.
Because you did come from a different brokerage house.
I never know what the hell is going on, but everybody wanted a Mayberry account. And a big goal for other people. I start at over $1 million, but the moment I get $1 million, I know qualify, and I'm going to open a Mayberry account with $1 million. That was goals and is a goal for people to have a Mayberry account. I guess it signifies something. I'm a millionaire now. So
I never even thought of that. Wow.
It's being part of the club now. It's like, oh, cool. I'm a millionaire investor now. Time to go to Mayberry.
Yeah, but I can't.
I'm an employee,
nice.
So
that's nice. I never thought of it that way. But that's nice.
I got an account. I became an employee.
Yeah, that's smart. No,
it wasn't $1 million.
Yeah, they're paying you. All right, so I thinking about all the feedback. People whenever they're new, always there's a little bit of a learning curve for our podcast.
Oh,
right? Yeah. And I that is deliberate because I want people to get used to the idea of you put in a little bit of work and the reward is so much better, right? That's why it's not always laid out.
That's a bit of work for you. You always feel better about getting something when you put in work for it. And two, that bit of work will add up to a lot of work in the future. Brandon and I not going to be the ones to get the plays all the time or whatever. But guess what? When you reach a point where you can, then you don't need Brandon and I. The conversation becomes different for you.
The conversation becomes more fruitful for you. There's some
definitely.
People out there who really like the show and really get what we're doing. And sometimes even the conversation to those people are great because they understand. You understand why we're doing what we're doing and what we're doing. Like for me, is to have people have these conversations and get. Well, in this case, because it's very specific, get our methods, get my methods of how I invest.
Thing there. You know how much we value other input in the sense of. I can talk to Randy, I know Randy's point of view, and it can make sense. My thing, I can have something make sense. But at the end of the day, I have to decide which one make more sense. My thing or Randy thing, in terms of speculation for whatever. If there are more people in the market that think at a certain level, then I can get his point of view. And then it might be more valid than mine, and then have a better point of view. So if I can foster everywhere else, I learn a certain level of learning or thinking in the industry. I always have a better reference. If I'm at the best reference for whatever play I'm looking at, then somebody else could be the best reference, and I can talk to them about it. What we do for each other, basically.
Boy, yeah, it's as iron sharpens iron.
So.
One of the things we do on the show is we do a lot of reviews of if something interesting happened in the market this week. So this is me doing the intro that we should have done at the top. We do it whenever we do it. That was the whole point of the putting in the work. So if you guys listen to us meander around a while ago, you'd have actually maybe gotten some good info or maybe you're bored, but here's a good stuff. So since we last spoke, a few things happened.
Oh yeah, man. Quite a few. So we're moving into earnings season.
Yes, we are moving into the earnings season. So, yeah. Wow.
More things are going to keep happening.
Yeah. More results coming out. One of the things happening is
more notices. Yeah.
More notices. Which one you want to take? I have two things in front of me.
Two things.
Pick one on the series.
Alright, I'll take Barita because I was looking a bit on it. So.
Alright, what happened with Barita?
I thought you were going first.
Oh, you want me to go? Oh, it's cool. Yeah, I'll do that. The other thing then is Jamaica Teas. One of my favorite companies. Big up. Big up is to JAMT, Jamaica Teas. Is run by John Jackson, who is, I believe, chairman, and the CEO or the managing director is the other one, John Mahfood.
Yeah, and the majority owner also.
Yeah, who built a hell of a company.
Yeah,
and
those Mahfoods did well for themselves, man.
Yes, yeah, boy. Trust me. And he built a company in a way that at the time, like it's easy to think of now, but when he came to market, that was nothing that companies did. He went to the public for money. Yeah, and he has always, at least since I've been a shareholder, I'm paying attention to them since the IPO, they have always utilized the things that the market offers.
Oh, yes, man.
Yeah.
Market mechanisms.
Yeah, man. They believe in the market the way it should be believed in.
Yeah. The market really makes, that's where finance gets interesting for me, because the things they can do with the whole equity game, and even the loans game, but yeah. All financing comes into everything. Perfect. And they did it really well.
So and they still continue to. So on January 31st, they when you said they're really a group of companies, yeah.
Yeah, they at this point.
And they spun off.
It's always funny. I've tweeted that they're taking a Berkshire step. Like we're becoming more than just the manufacturer of whatever. We're going into investments. They're trying to become a big, like a conglomerate.
Pretty much, and
they've said they're not saying they've showed what they are.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. At
the big levels, but they're doing that too because they do that rule, that unspoken rule. Well, it is spoken, where you treat the big company like it's a small company, and you treat the small company like it's a big company. So no matter what level they are on, they act in the same way. They send out a notice of their AGM way ahead of time. I like that, as per the rules that they follow. And it had a bunch of things in there. I will summarize them. One, they want to approve their audited financials. Boring. Two, they want to. I said boring, and people might get vexed at that. Yeah. That's not boring. I'm just mean it's a regular. It's a regular thing.
Regular, nothing really.
They want to declare that the dividends paid last year are approved and the full dividends for last year. And they want to declare a capital distribution. Funny wording again. Yeah. Capital distribution of 3 cents per share paid on the 20th of December 2019 as the final. Standing to the credit of the company's capital reserves for the year ending 30th of September 2019. Again, boring stuff. I didn't realize that I had said that already. The point is that they want to lock down the capital distributions done last year and have them get shareholder approval. This is JAMT with both. Same thing, right?
Yeah, well, I understand.
It really is the same thing, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
But this is officially from Jamaica Teas. They're doing the rotation of the directors. Two of them coming off, John Mahfood and Marc.
But they're going back on.
And they're going back on. So that's the rotation, pretty much.
That's why I only said boring. This is standard.
Standard stuff, but yeah.
Or unless we're
trying to drop a message. Point 5 is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, I would say maybe it's thing that maybe because we're so used to it, we're leaving new people behind. But to be honest, this is pretty standard. There are a lot of you check the notices on JSE. You have a lot of those type of things there.
Yeah, and anytime you want to know if something is unusual, just go and just check for that thing in the past. You want to know if an annual report always looks like this? Go and check another company's annual report from before. Yeah, if you want to know what happened with a stock split, just Google when the last a stock split happened on the JSE. JSE stock split. Yeah. Jamaica stock split. See what happened? That's what I do a lot of. But yeah, I'm doing this because as boring as it might be for me, I'm trying to make sure it's new people. When they have the question, they know that, okay, this isn't necessarily unusual or weird. Just like when people see a lot of, especially for JAMTs, the directors buying back and there's a notice of them buying and selling. Yeah, because these guys buy and sell it all the time. Yeah, for one day.
Remember that time when the directors were selling no JAMT in the past?
Right before the QWI IPO. Yeah, they were selling. There was a benefit having JAMT shares, and these guys were selling nonetheless, selling heavily.
What the hell?
And people were wondering what the hell.
I was wondering what the hell.
Me too. I think we said it on this.
Yeah, definitely said it more than one episode. It was messing my timeline on what I was doing with JAMT. And that happens a lot. Your timeline, you have a specific timeline. What's going? Yeah, adjust.
Yeah.
Don't make sense. You panic. You find out what's going on, and that was the issue. That was what was bugging me. What's going on?
And that's so funny. It's I think one of the greatest splits between us and most of the other people that we talk to with investing is how important timelines are for us. Yeah, and everybody says, no, it's all the same, blah, blah, blah. But like, I know the things I've been saying for years. I know the things I've seen. It's just, we're the only people I know talking about timelines being so important. Yeah, timelines are very, very good. In fact, I was talking to a friend the other night, and it just came up in conversation, and it occurred to me that I classify people in terms of, like investors, I classify them in terms of how long how far ahead they're able to look accurately, safely. So like I said to her that she's a 3-year master to me, in my mind, right? She said, what you mean? I said, well, I'll do it here. Obviously, I don't think you're a 3-year master, then you're way ahead, but it's a 3-year master. The question to her was, I said, okay, how much do you... I think we were talking about QWI also in that conversation. So I said to her, do you think QWI will be worth more than 87 cents in 2023? Do you think it'll be worth at least 50% more than 89 cents or 90 cents per share in 2023? Yeah, of course. I said, cool. Tell me another company you think will be worth at least 50% more in 2023. I can ask you that. Then tell me a company you think will be worth, well, it's you. So tell me a company you think will be worth 100% more in 2023.
100% more in 2023? I want to say that. I hate that. I hate that kind of question, though.
Yeah, no, but because it's so easy. But yeah, sure. Lab. Let's keep out of trouble. Pick something else.
Something else. JAMT.
Ooh. How much is JAMT right now?
Oh, that's the issue.
Yeah, it was 100% no from today. So we're doing this. We're doing this early February 2nd. That's when we're recording this. And I think Jamaica Teas, as of today, is at a share price. You know, the share price would be great if you came with it to save me this time.
Does our bot still work?
Does what?
Our bot.
I don't think it works anymore. I think it has to be edited. I was talking to the coder about that. I think it has to be. The JSE adding JMD to everything broke.
Yeah, I saw your sheet.
Yeah. And you don't actually have updates to that. I might drop too. Look out for that. There's a whole heap of
somebody been listening to the podcast and say, "I'm not how do you know way to track my thing there?" I say, "Randy's sheet, it's there."
I get asked that all the time. Yeah, how do I track my gains? So is there a way for me to track my portfolio? Guys, go to everymickle.com
and just click dashboard
and click dashboard at the top. Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Or everymickle.com/SDASH. S- stock dashboard. Literally. It's there, updates all the time. I think the last update was in December. And I mean, you need Excel 2010 to run it. You're going to, if you're doing something that it asks you for a password, you don't need to be doing that thing.
Yeah. People ask me too, laptop. I'm like, what are you going to be doing with it though?
Exactly. Is that when they try to edit something? If it's one of the things that is not supposed to be edited, it pops up with a password. That's why they message me asking for the password. I'm like, I'm not giving you the password. Not that I don't want to share it with you guys or anything like that. If you go back versions, the people who know that file from early used to be open. The problem is now hundreds of people use the file. And a lot of the DMs I get are people, I can't play IT support for that many people. Yeah. So I lock down things so that them can't mess with it. So that, just the parts you need to do. You just need to put in the stocks you buy and how much you actually pay for them. People ask about fees all the time. What you have there is a little bit of my personal philosophy. The fees are included in the overall price, so I include the fees in my share price.
Whatever you spend.
So you put what your actual spend is. So if you buy lab for $2.98, you actually bought lab shares for $2.98 plus whatever your brokerage fees and your JSE fees, blah, blah, blah. And that final number, just put that final number in and it will spit out something. So maybe them say, yo, I buy for $2.98, but your sheet say I get it for $3.01. That's because you really spend $3.01 per share. Yeah. So the sheet does that for you. If you don't like that, I mean, you can do your own sheet. And maybe in a future.
Not include your fees and.
Oh yeah, you can just not include the fees and just
not track your money really.
Yeah, exactly. Not track your actual money, just track the stated gain. I'm sure there's a word for that kind of gain. Oh well. I don't even remember how we got to that.
Oh, JAMT lab. You're checking that JAMT
share price. Yes. So in you want to say JAMT 1 year 2023. That really is easy. Yeah. So I think of people in that space. And don't get me wrong, that's not a light thing. That's not an insult at all. I'm sure some people might think of that as an insult. It's not an insult at all. It's that it says that in.
But you know what? The funny thing, the rule in finance, which is funny. Let's go back to so this is real risk. When you take a bond, bonds are more risky the longer you hold them. The longer the period to maturity, you consider more risky because anything
could happen. And
that's a part of why I don't like that type of thing because amount of adjustment you probably have to make over the time. So I'm going to predict something in 5 years because it looked great today. Something might just happen in a company, and then instead that 5 years, 50% gain gone. I'm 5 years on a loss. Yeah, those people holding those Barbados bonds 10 years ago were feeling very happy. So things like that. So if you're predicting in the shorter term, I think you're cutting out that risk of maybe something will go wrong during that long. The longer you take to predict, the more time you give for something to go wrong. Some to go right too, but that's not how you talk about risk. Good. So that's my thinking. It makes sense to me. Like, oh, cool. I know that this can happen in 3 months, and the things that can mess it up to happen in 3 months, they might not be there. They might come in month 4. Yeah, they might, right? Or if we do like something you said in another episode is you don't look at things from the negative. You look at it from what the best that could happen. Yeah. Yeah. Which is how we look at like active, positive profit events. Well, nobody makes a plan thinking, all right, so okay, invest. So somebody going to buy into a new business. So we acquire this company. The thought is, what the hell can this company do for me? It's not. If I acquire this, the things that can go wrong are even though I can get this benefit, never mind. Yeah, it's more. I'm buying this for it to do something. Yeah. Funny, that's kind of like Key and Grace, right? Because Key was really terrible up to about last November. They're really facing. I mean, if you look at just rate numbers, they're still pretty terrible. Yeah. I mean, they're going through it, and there was a plan. There was a plan to fix it and so on, but at the end of the day, the next speculation is, people are coming to me with, it's how will they capitalize? They'll just okay. Like, okay, so how will Key capitalize? How will to Grace said they intend to capitalize. They intend to capitalize. And say, either equity or loan. And it's for you to think about which one makes more sense for you. So they're thinking about whether or not there's some benefit there. So you and I have been talking off here about what I call it first order and second order thinking and third order thinking and so on. If I get the interest in the conversation about how will they capitalize, cool. So what? Yeah. So what are we doing? Exactly. Yeah. So the thing is, I thought of that, but then it's not linked to any action. Exactly. How can I benefit? How I can avoid whatever? It's not. It's really just. It's like we talk about the next week Game of Thrones. Yeah. Thought exercise. It's a point of thought exercise. I'd like to say, like, it don't really, unless you're thinking of what you will be doing in that situation, and not just why. If that going to do this, not think about full steps on how you can make money and how you can. Try to get as close to how much money they actually make. Otherwise, what's the point? But at that exact point there, think about how you're going to... This thing that we're looking at, is there any way that I can make money from it? How? So whenever people come to me with things, I take it for granted that that's a conversation that they have had with themselves. But a lot of times I'm realizing it's just academic conversations. I'm here for this money, G. I'm here for this bread. I'm here to make it. I talk about it because I do it. I talk about it the way somebody, like, the guy that cut grass for a living
He talk to you about how you can cut grass faster, better, more efficiently. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. So you hear shout out Ryan again. Sometimes you hear Ryan talk about like, you know, him love it, him do it. It's a true passion for him. He made a tweet or something I always talk about. He wasn't the one who tweeted it. He answered the tweet in the same way that I would have answered it. The question was, what would you be doing now if money wasn't a worry? And it's a question I think you might have heard me ask that back in the day in the group too, when I asked people all the time, saying if money wasn't an issue, what would you do? Because the idea behind that is that it's supposed to help you find a little bit of your true purpose. So imagine you had a magical button that every day you press it and $1 million US appear. What would you do? And the first answer a lot of people come with is, the travel. And I've learned very early that travel is not the answer.
And I know you have the same answer as me. Go.
Yeah, well, my answer, it's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing now.
My first thought, when I used to get a question, I've come a long way knowing where I want to be in my life. But I've said, if I get that money, my first thought is, imagine all those things that I see people, I thought can be done in finance or whatever, or those. Buying, it's always acquisition and buying companies, whatever. My first thought, trade. I'm going to do those things. Then I do these things, like, buy this company and this gymnastics and it looks and that type of cool. That's cool as fuck to me. So imagine that you have all the money in the world and you use to make more money.
Well, that's the people that have all the money in the world. That's what they seem to do.
Exactly. It's not about the money.
Yeah, but it's not. It's about what you want to do. It's about
we said it more than once. We do this, and most of it is not about the money. How much of your money are you pulling off your portfolio?
You can't, because it's dry powder.
Exactly. So you get the money and sit on it. We had this issue the other day. We were talking about a shared hobby. Not even hobby really yet, because of what is happening. Because of this same issue. So it's a shared love. So we really like watches. I've been getting like watches heavy on
this conversation on this podcast. It's gonna get us in a whole heap of headache. Man, it's too expensive. Exactly. I can't afford. And
that's the issue. So we're looking at. So you made some money. You saw a watch you could buy, and then we sat and watched it for weeks.
Oh God!
And the watch sold out. And we found another one we like, and then just do the because we realized, we're not necessarily doing this for or want to afford this other thing. So it's not, a lot of it is because I like doing it. Like just doing it.
You can't do it otherwise. You can't do it otherwise. You can't do it long term otherwise. Yeah. For me, it's so funny. Like my answer to that is, it's also a very personal question. So, I would be doing exactly what I'm doing now. The funny thing is that what I'm doing now is not what a lot of people think I'm doing now. So like a little bit more what I would spend my day to day doing what I first came across this question when I was working at 9 to 5. Really great job. Between it and 2 books I read, I think I started asking myself that question too much during that time, and I read those same books around the same time, and I just quit. It's just like, because it leads to
Lauren's story.
Kind of like Lauren's story. Yeah, in some ways, like it's
realize
that's why
I want to be.
That's why I one of the books is I'm going to butcher it, Le Petit Prince, the Little Prince, which is a children's book. That is not a children's book.
Lindsay was watching a movie the other day, yesterday, and they were going back to that's a book that randomly quit his job.
Oh God, yeah, it's a terrible book. That and Johnathon Livingston Seagull, which I mean is crap. These are, they're not crap. Yeah, but they're not self-help books or anything like that. But there's something to them. They're dangerous books. But you guys, anybody listening should read them. Johnathon Livingston Seagull you can read it in 45 minutes. It's not very long. Little Prince, almost the same thing, not very long. Very interesting stories for both of them too. Little Prince especially, because IWC have that Little Prince pilot phase.
And when I was saying this, that was what I was thinking about. I was thinking about your watch.
It's like 45,000, I think. How much is it? I didn't want to go check. I always make myself forget.
Make sure one day you get in that watch.
No, I have to. I saw it. I have to. But yeah.
But what's going to happen though? You can do the same we did last time. You can make the money, you can look at it, and you can look at it.
No man, I'll buy it. I believe in spending the money. I believe in enjoying the money. I just know that
it's the same thing, but you're complaining about other things I can't afford.
Yeah, that's what I say. You have to spend some money. You have to feel the money that you make to enjoy it. So I do believe in that. But I do want to, like, everybody should ask themselves that question: what would you do if money was an issue? Because then you know what you really want to do. And a large part of what I want to do, like I help people and educate and all of that, is like that's more. It helps you to see that at the end of the day, it's not the money that counts. It's what you do with your time, because that is the thing.
Yeah.
I hate saying it because it's Kanye West that say it. And
Oh, so it's right?
no, geez, not that. God. He, long before he was saying that rubbish, he said there was this old interview with him saying something about the fact that time is really the only true resource. Because the one thing that we don't know how much that we have.
Yep.
You can't get it back.
Everything goes back. Everything.
There's a big deal with Kobe. The Kobe.
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird, like, I'm a basketball fan. But that, I've been saying to other people around me, that death hit me in a weird way.
Because that's somebody that would seem untouchable.
Yes.
Just by general life.
And him, where he is in life, him reach where he want to reach. I don't
know if him reach where he want to reach, but him,
in a sense, he's retired and he has a lot of money and he can do a lot of.
And he had been doing a lot of business level stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, it made me think of myself, and I think that was what hit me. It's like, yo, John,
yeah.
And even see me share the quote with you. I was talking about
with the video.
Yeah,
yes.
The video.
And you give me a whole bunch of things to
you
link.
won't see me sitting down and thinking about, like, I'm not the type where I sit down and what Kobe is doing, whatever. And here I was, a death of somebody that's a celebrity. I don't know about this person more than so. And then you wouldn't see me like that. But
yeah, I think it's
probably one of the first time a celebrity that hit me like that. I was like, whoa, John, man. And I keep thinking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about this here, and that's not something that I do. Yeah, that's not my thing either.
On my podcast.
Yeah, but what was key to it is that it showed that, you never know when it's your time, right? So use the time here, because the time is the most important thing, right? Because it's not like you can say, you must slum in it and something happens to you.
Always here. Exactly. It's something like everybody says. You don't have to do the time. You know your time thing there. You don't know how long you have.
We all say it.
But until it reach in a certain way. So that's the first. I don't know if it's the first time, but no, it's not the first time. But it's a first remove situation where I get up and say, "Oh, John, that person is dead and whatever," and how it really is. I think because I can relate to the person that well.
I get you. And what hit me is, especially coming up in Jamaica, and Jamaica is, I don't have to tell the Jamaicans what Jamaica is. Yeah, we know. It's, you think, one of the things, you get money, you try to live safer, you try to live better, you try to get healthier, you try to protect yourself more. But, I mean, you get really rich, you want to be on a helicopter, right?
Yeah, and you want to enjoy the money.
And this is just something that is a side effect of the helicopter thing. You can never get away from it. I think that's the point. And then, if no matter how rich you get, time is the issue. We've spoken about that before. We have the videos of Bill Gates talk about it. Warren Buffett talk about it. It's time is the most important thing. Ray Dalio talk about it. It's a big deal. Time, because it's you want more of it, and you can't. So you have to utilize what you have the best. And so that's, I think, why it feeds back into investing, where we think in timelines. We think, I have to be making the best for myself, no matter what amount of time I have left, because I don't know how much time I have left. So I have to plan that it's going to be very long, but it might also be very short, right? And at any point in time along that timeline, I should be satisfied and happy with a certain part of it. That's not that I'm going to be not hungry and looking, but I should think, am I doing
where I'm right now?
Am I doing all that I can, or most I can? Am I working at doing the best that I can? And that permeates everything, and I obviously then have to permeate how you invest.
And that's how a person gets their mind in shape.
Must
it really
keep
hits that procrastination when you're doing something,
Yeah, boy, I can't say that.
No.
I'd like to say it, but it's true. It makes you aware of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's the same for me, but
you can find yourself doing something else very deeply also, but it's just not along the main line of what you wanted to do. But
make sure you enjoy it.
Exactly.
Make sure something you like.
Exactly. And make sure everything that you make your main thing is actually enjoyable. Wow, that was a hell of a tangent.
Yeah, in my head I was thinking for a good while. That has nothing to do with JAMT.
Right. What JAMT did have, however, because it was the share price I was supposed to get, and would you believe that even though it still hasn't loaded, no, it has loaded for me finally. JAMT's share price is $6.67 right now. So the question to you, while we're going way back, let me just refresh everybody's memory. The idea was how I think of people in terms of timeline. So that's why we got onto that. And I was saying, my friend I was talking to, I said to her that, she's easily a 3-year master. I think she's even more. I think she's like even a 1-year master, but a 3-year master. And the idea is 2023, which company would be 100% higher? And you said JAMT. So JAMT is $6.67 right now. As at today, it ended it ended January. At that, finally January is done. Wow! And you're thinking that at the end of, or let's say the end of January 2023, it would be $13.34 or some equivalent of that, easily.
It happened again, by the way, with the calculator.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, well, geez, say interrupt me. I don't mind. And so, for the people who said that we talk over each other or talk over them, I'm sorry, guys. It's how we talk sometimes. Yeah. Right, I'm not shouting him down. I'm not stopping him from talking. He's not stopping me. We're not cutting each other off. We just talk like that sometimes. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're both working.
You see us on a tangent. So
yeah,
I understand. It always go the next point.
Yeah, we're like that. It's natural. I'm sorry. So $13.34, you're thinking 2 years easily. I mean, I can't disagree with that, right? So I think in terms of timelines that way, and if you bring it down shorter, obviously, like the better you are, the shorter it gets. Yeah, if you didn't pick that up before, that's the idea. So the better you are is a shorter amount of time in which you think you can pick gains. But you and I have had conversations about the Q during the day. So obviously, so we know, we've made money within the day, and everybody has. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, the idea is to be able to repeat it and do it deliberately, and that's where we are. We do expect a lot of people to do that. So don't think that if you can, that you shouldn't be listening to this. We try to cater to everybody.
I'm also not saying that you should be trying to do that.
Key point. Yeah, it's not for everyone.
If you're not comfortable with that,
you shouldn't be doing it.
I can lose whatever money on that. Sure, don't do it.
Yeah, you should be doing it. I mean, we enjoy investing, everything from the unit trust to you trusting yourself and doing it on your own. That's so corny. It's brought to you by me.
Well, yeah, back to JAMT though.
So JAMT's actual points that they put over there, yeah? Because look at Jesus Christ, wow. Tangents too.
My brother said to me this week, he said, him just start listening, and he say, you guys, how do you put it? Basically, we're going off of tangents.
Yeah, that's the point. But I couldn't call the show tangents.
Oh, yeah.
The tangents brought to you by the JS. No, God. So point 5 of JAMT's thing. They want to approve the remuneration to the directors and passive thought fit the following resolution. I'm reading this one because it's important. That the amount shown in the audited financial statements for the year is hereby approved. I read it. I'm going to cut the whole of that. I'm going to jump. Sorry, guys. I'm jumping because it is actually, but we're going to jump to what we consider to be the meat of the matter, which is point 7. The last one is where everything started to get interesting, right? So it says, I'll start it off, as special boat business to consider and if thought fit, pass the following as ordinary resolutions. So before I get into this, a small tangent, what is useful. The things that they're asking to do with the company, part of being a listed company is that some things have to be passed at an AGM. They have to be voted on by shareholders. Each share is one vote. Consider that, not each person. In some cases, in some respects, there is a person rule at certain meetings, right? But I won't get too deep into it. But for rule of thumb, you can always remember each share equals one vote, which means that if I have 10 shares, I have 10 votes for the most part. Again, there are exceptions. If you're really interested, you can go and look it up. Yeah.
But if you're a shareholder, you get votes.
Yeah, and certain things have to be done at an AGM or a special general meeting. Yeah, but this is an annual general meeting, so they're having some special business here, and so they're putting it forward. Of course, I'm saying that thing about each share equal one vote because if John Jackson is going to be there, if John Mahfood also is going to be there, that's already the majority of the shares in the company. So if they vote on anything, chances are it will happen.
Unless it's country raise their hand.
Yes, and in those cases, it's so many people, it's difficult.
It's different, yes.
Yeah, but if you have more shares, you have more talk. That's how it works at the end of the day. Just like any other situation.
Any other situation.
Yeah.
I'm the most invested here, then I can have the most talk.
Daddy used to pay the bills. Daddy get the biggest piece of chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I complain. I keep my little mouth shut until I can pay the light bill. So the resolution 1, they want a resolution to increase their ordinary shares. So they currently have existing authorization for 1 billion ordinary shares in the company, and they want to increase that to any amount they want, no maximum. All right? Boom, that's the first thing. So in other words, they're saying, give us the ability to issue any amount of shares at any time as we see fit.
Not really. It's more, we give us the ability to have as much shares out in public as possible.
correct, and that's a good correction also, because what I said was more, and I think I'm a different. You are actually 100% correct. Thank you for that. It is just saying don't put a cap on how many we can issue, not to give them the ability to do it for any reason. That's true. Although, was that not another notice earlier?
I think that some company had a notice of that sort.
No, I think they had that notice when they did QWI to give themselves the. I could be wrong. Well, people, that's another bit of homework. I like giving you homework because I can't do it all myself. We'll probably correct it later on, or you guys will correct it and send it to us.
Always welcome.
Yeah, always welcome. Earnings_season on Twitter if you don't know. I know you do if you didn't. Or either of us at RT_H.I. Second resolution that they had, they wanted a resolution for split. That's to say that they issued ordinary shares, and the difference between ordinary shares and issued ordinary shares is that they can have like 1 million, they can have 1 billion ordinary shares, but only issue 500,000. So however much is issued is what we consider the shares on the market. That's what you use to control the company. So if you own more than 50% of that, you're a controlling shareholder in a company. And there are exceptions to that also. There are always so many exceptions. Finance is so beautiful. So each of the ordinary issued share capitals in a company shall be subdivided into 3 ordinary shares with the effect of the close of business on the 1st of April 2020, resulted in, I can see why people think this is boring. I'll say it for you without reading the boring stuff, guys. Pretty much I'm asking for a 3-to-1 stock split on the 1st of April. So if you own JAMT shares before the 1st of April.
Is that the effective date or the date where when am I getting the record date? Because I was wondering what's that.
No, this would be the effective date. So record date and X date must come before that. So it must happen in March.
Soon, That's what I was thinking. Effective date, so it's...
Yeah, so JAMT is going to be very interesting between all of February and all of March.
Somebody else read it as record date, and I was like, I don't think so, but...
No.
Yeah. Okay, so we agree. Okay, great.
Record date and so on, I believe, would precede this.
And we'll talk about different talk than split on this date. That's all like effective date.
Yeah, this is split on this date, so everything must proceed. Yeah, cool. So 1st of April. So if you own JAMT shares before then, for every 1 JAMT share you have, you will automatically now have 3.
No.
And hold on. And that doesn't mean that if the JAMT share is $1, say it was 667, or it doesn't mean that you'll have 3 667 shares. It means that 667 will be divided by 3.
Well, I said no. If you have JAMT shares by the record date, if you're on the JAMT shareholder list on the record date and at that date, then your shares will be split into 3.
What I was trying to do, no, I get what you're doing, but I was trying to avoid having to explain X date and record
know what's
date.
going to happen.
That's cool. It's content for another episode.
Oh, definitely. I don't want somebody to say that, and then that becomes the
thing that they take from. Okay, guys. So so it means that if you're going to be on record on April 1, hold on. If you in order for you to, let me read what it says. That each of the issued ordinary shares in the capital of the company be subdivided into 3 ordinary shares with effect from the close of business on April.
Every share will split.
Yes. So if that's a split date, then
the record date can come before.
That is the date when you must be on record. In order to hold on, a record date is not the same day as the day when you must be on record. So I'm saying you must be on record. No. Record date is the date at which you must buy. I could be wrong.
No, X date is the day. X date is the day you buy.
In order to be on record.
In order to be on record. And record date is at this day. Mm-hmm. If I'm on record on this day, if my name is on the shareholder list for that day, date is whatever.
So in this case, the record date and the effective...
It might be the same now.
When I say effective date, I mean date of the effect,
The day when it's split, It can be 10 days after the record date. That's what I'm saying. It's been done before, bro.
True, no, but this sentence says...
Every share gets split, that's what I say.
It's going to be subdivided...
Mm-hmm. But I might not...
From the close-up with effect.
Sorry.
Oh, you're saying that they might say, we're splitting it in September. But it's if you were on record from...
No, I'm saying we're split on March 1.
Yeah?
Which one?
April 1.
April 1.
Yeah?
But you have to be on record on March 10.
Oh, snap. So I get you. They could put the dates whenever they want.
I can buy the shares, sell them, as long as I'm on record on that
All
date.
they're saying is that on April 1, we're going to have a stock split, but we're not telling you when the record date is. That's a good catch. That's a very good catch. So guys, if you went through that boring thing just now, you understand how I would go through it, because that's a very, very, very good catch. Because I really was saying something incorrect.
The record date yet, so
true. They're just saying that on April 1 there's going to be a split. We don't say when
You need to be on record.
You need to be on record. Oh, yes, that's so smart. That's true. Good catch. You see, I talk to the 9 guys. Aren't you glad we share these conversations? So, as then I was just saying, on April 1st, 2020, there's going to be a stock split. Mm-hmm. People who... I'm just going to leave it there. Wow, which is exactly what they did. On April 1st, there's going to be a stock split. Now, stock split has another process that we'll get into at another day. That's a very interesting point, Danai. Thank you for that. The third resolution that they want is that they want to grant share options. Mm-hmm. They're saying here that they want 56 million shares in JAMT to be set aside as part of a stock option plan for senior executives and directors. And they're going to be issued between the 30th of June 2020 and the 30th of June 2025. In other words, they're putting in a 5-year plan. So I think every 5 years they'll renew it. And the idea behind it is that exercise price will be $10 per share. Mm-hmm. So before giving effect to the effects of the aforementioned blah, blah, blah. In other words, I'm saying it's $10 per share. And after we split, it'll be $3.33 per share. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and anything that happens thereafter, they'll continue. But I might have also said too much because I don't think that's what it says. If the split happens, then it will be $3.33. Don't say nothing more than everything after. That's me adding again. That's me making an assumption. Dangerous in finance. 56 million shares to be set aside. I just calculating how much money that is as of today. So that would be 373 million, 373.52 million. As of today's dollars.
Oh, okay. Price, okay.
Price, yeah. This is just the amount in Jamaican dollars.
56 million post-split or pre-split?
Pre-split. I use today's price.
No, not the price, the amount of shares. How much shares we should...
The shares will split post-split. Okay. Yeah. That's what that clause that they put, that aforementioned. Right.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Because that was on the price. Okay.
No.
I have to read properly.
So what they're saying, however, is that between now... Mm-hmm. And between the 30th of June 2020 and the 30th of June 2025, directors and people within the company will have a program that allows them to be compensated for any good work they've done by being given the option to buy JAMT shares at $10 per price. Mm-hmm. The obvious knock-on effect of that then is them saying that, listen, we expect that between now, between today and the 30th of June 2020, so between the start of February and the end of June,
it'll be more than $10.
We expect our share price to be higher than $10 to the tune that people within our company will be willing to buy it at $10 as
immediate gain, basically.
Immediate gain, yeah, as something good, as a benefit. Mm-hmm. In other words, we expect that. In other words, okay, so it's $6.67 now. Let me try and make it dead simple. $6.67 now. If it was $60.67 instead, I would be very happy to get it for $10. Right? So we're thinking that the price must be above $10 to the tune where somebody's going to be happy to get it at $10. So that's giving you an idea of management thinking. But it could also be them thinking that next year it's going to be more than $10 and it will be a good deal then, but maybe it won't be a good deal this year, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think so. I think these guys are on timelines just like us. I know they're on timelines because they have to report every 3 months. Right? The exercise price, that means that the amount that they'll be selling it at will be $10. Mm-hmm. So right now, I am going to make the assumption that the directors are saying that they honestly believe that there is going to be more than a 49.92% growth in the share price between February 1 and the 30th of June. I'm going to go to the lowest. Assuming that these guys say something is going to happen over the next 5 months.
Get you. At the point I'm buying it again. Makes sense. Okay, cool.
That's what they're saying. Or maybe they just want to keep the price up because they don't want a drop right now. Maybe they want to keep the price up and they know that they have a loss to report, a heavy loss.
Yeah. I didn't know they mentioned it on the report.
They did what?
They mentioned that QWI isn't doing... they mentioned that they are down on the portfolio in whatever quarter. In the quarter we're waiting.
The current quarter, which is something, they gave us a little bit of extra information.
Which is, well, you heard it here first on earnings season. We said that's what happened. So
Yeah, so there's a loss coming. So might it be that they are expecting such a heavy hit because they know of the loss on QWI, assuming that there's a loss on QWI. And that would, assuming that then hits JAMT's books as a finance loss. Might they then be trying to ensure that the share price stays high long enough for them to register a new gain?
Don't know. Maybe.
Do they care about the share price that much?
They're investors.
They are investors. That entire team is a team of people that's serious about investing. They are investors. They care about the share price. And they're owners.
To me, it's always the owners that don't think of investment in that way.
Yeah.
Don't care
most owners don't care about the share price. Yeah. Most
share price is either when something is tied to my share price or
no, that's it.
Or like shares.
Or pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think this is a pride move. This is a lot. This looks to me like
they think of their share price. So.
This looks to me like something is happening. And they're expecting something.
Yeah.
What JAMT have going for them that we know about?
House.
Yeah,
supermarket.
The Manor Park thing. Right now, you sell a scheme in Manor Park that sell off like hot
bread and enough too.
And I'm sure at the time they might have been thinking whatever price they were thinking 2 years ago. Manor Park homes cost a lot more now.
Yeah.
So they might be looking at some heavy real estate sale based profit. They
and
screwed up with
the supermarket.
They fix up the supermarket to pull heavy revenue again. Yeah. QWI is another thing that I'll mention after this, not to just mix two things, but yeah, QWI is looking like it could have some potential.
Yeah.
Nice.
To start, the NAV is rising. They said they're doing well in the US. They start investing in some US stocks and they're doing well.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
So
next notice
is QWI, where it gets interesting, right? So QWI also gave a notice very similar to JAMT's because QWI is a part of JAMT. And I will skip all the boring stuff and jump to the important, in air quotes, things. They're not paying a dividend for the last financial year. They are saying, and I'll start with it, 6, a special business to consider if thought fit passes following as a special resolution. That the company, QWI, be and is hereby authorized to make open market purchases of its own shares on such terms and in such manner as the directors shall from time to time determine, provided that the maximum price, that's excluding fees, which I mentioned earlier. You hear me talk about that? You notice the money people do the very same thing. Right. Them count both of them. And I'm not saying not to count both of them. People want to count both of them. But if you don't, your only option is to count, if you're doing this thing properly, in my view, is either you're going to count actual money spent or you count both of them. You can't pay attention to the share price only. Yeah, you have to pay attention to your fees.
How much you actually buy a share?
Yeah, because you actually spend that money. Anyway, the maximum price, exclusive of expenses, which is the fees, and taxes, which may be paid for each of the shares, shall not exceed 85% of the NAV, the net asset value per share, at the company's last published by the company at the last time of such purchase. I'm sorry, I read that bit at the end there because it was confusing, but I understand what they're saying. In other words, based on whatever the NAV, they publish the NAV weekly. And they're putting in a rule to say that they will buy shares on the open market from time to time as they choose to. But their only rule is that they're not going to pay more than 85% of the NAV. So if the price is below 85% of the NAV, then they're allowed to buy it. Share buyback, essentially, yeah. Friend of mine, this was the same conversation I led to this, was asking you what that mean. And 85, I think people are confused by the 85. 85% limit is the same thing as a 15% floor. That's all it means. It just means that what they're saying here is we reserving the right to buy back shares once it falls below 15%. You know, nobody there will hear. I don't hear nobody with it. Well, I can't blame them because nobody ever talks about it. The circuit breaker rule is actually 15%. That's when the first circuit breaker trips. So in other words, at any time that QWI...
No. It's not price. They're going to the 15% bill is enough. So you know how we
oh my God, again I made a jump. But okay, I was thinking two things though. That don't knock that thing.
So in the case where it's trading at now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if we get back to an efficient market status, these guys have ensured that anytime the circuit breaker trip, we're going to buy. So you have a guarantee, assuming that we ever get back to the efficient market or closer to efficient market, you have a guarantee that these guys are giving you a 15% hedge. Yeah, you will never lose. It will, if it falling below that and it hit 15%, you're always going to, well, not always, but we are going to be buying.
You can the market and clean it up.
And that is us showing so much trust in it. And I can't knock them because QWI just own shares in other companies. So if you guys are going to give me an opportunity to buy these shares, if somebody offered me a 15% discount on NCB shares right now, I would take it because it's 15%. At 15% at QWI level of money is not joke money. So this is in a more efficient market, in a market where QWI trades closer to its NAV. This is a good guarantee for a big money person because my risk now is okay, and I'm talking people who actually know a little bit about their money. So my risk now is okay. If I need to jump out, these guys might very well provide me a liquidity opportunity every time it hits that. Right? I go on better if you have really big money in QWI. You maybe you bought that 80 cents now when it's at $1.50. I'm okay selling it down to the 15% because it's going to trip the circuit breaker and they might come in and buy. So I have a liquidity. I might know, say, yo, these guys can buy at least $1 million or whatever. And I'm putting in my heavy sell at that amount and they'll just buy it. Yes, to me, it looks like I'm selling 15% below, which I am. But I'm also selling a volume so huge that the company is buying it back. Yeah, I'd have to go find somebody. So this, again, is democratizing the market in a way that people even realize.
And think about it this way, too. So you want 83 millions.
Yeah.
And I have my 10,000 in QWI.
Yeah.
One, they're protecting the share price.
Yeah.
Two, that's their part of the company.
Yes.
Any share they get back, they basically giving they're giving
themselves an automatic rocket jump.
Exactly. My share of profit is good because it's below NAV. They buy it below NAV.
Yes. They're going to have to always register it as NAV. So you're very likely giving yourself
a NAV
jump. Yes, automatically. So thank you for exiting for cheaper than the share price. And forcing and causing QWI to get that's second and third order right there, you know. Because every time somebody exits, and if ever it falls below that, every time people are exiting anywhere near that level, and the company is buying it, it is forcing me to make 15% gain right off the bat. I love the genius behind this. Yeah, but in the situation it's in now, which is what you were alluding to, I think.
Yeah, the NAV is way down.
The NAV is way down.
No, NAV is the NAV and the price. There's a big difference between the NAV and the price. Better I say that. People think I'm talking about something else and I say the NAV is way down.
Yeah. I get you.
So the NAV is 126, 127, I think.
I have to check that. I'm trying to check my dashboard, but I don't actually own any QWI right now. It is at 93 as of January 31st. It closed at 93 cents. I guess the notice spurred things, or somebody bought a lot. So it's at 93 cents and it has a NAV of $1.26 as of January 24th. I really would like to see I guess Monday morning we'll find out what the NAV is. Very interesting to see how the end of January.
But yeah, that's.
But 126.
That difference is good, man.
At 126 versus, what I say, 93 cents? Versus 93 cents. That's a 35.5% discount right there. Wow. It's trading 35% below its obvious true value. Question I get asked all the time. Why, Danai? Why is it trading at 126? Why is it trading at 35% below?
I think I thought about this. So came out IPO, started selling down with, and I think they tried to lump it together with Select F type of thinking that happened. And what else was happening around the company at that time?
Oh, you went that, okay. No, but I'll take it.
Oh, cool. I think I've not thought of it before. I had a response.
Well, I said what I said a lot to my growers. sentiment is a huge factor,
yes,
right? People are expecting, and there's a lot of buzz, including me as happy. I'm a John Jackson fan. He's coming to market, big deal. Buzz around it, and have this thing where, you know, if you're a JAMT shareholder, it was a nice, a whole little buzz around it. And then right before it dropped, that article came out about him and taxes. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's funny. People did get up on it. I heard people that wouldn't buy shares on that basis.
Yes, quite a few people I heard. Yeah. Which I don't...
We've spoken about what our thoughts on the whole tax thing before.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll leave things that don't concern me alone. What I will do is say that I think the sentiment there was a bit affected it. And then, of course, there are always people who jump into any IPO, or people would have applied already for any IPO. And them not hearing what they like to hear, them jumping out. Once the price started to fall, you know how that got. Everybody's selling. And it has dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. I bought...
and it's weird. People had that same mentality for the turnaround. So they said, all right, so the price falling, are jumping out. And then another guy is at it, and he's saying, all right, by week 3, panic selling stop. So he thinking was it right. Week 3, panic selling stop, so I can get my appreciation. But the panic selling continues, and he joins the panic selling.
Because everybody.
It's 3 weeks, and no, I lose more money. I get jump out too. So that type of thing has continued.
Yeah, even I jumped out.
Oh yeah, me too. But
but you jump out with the understanding that why would I follow it down if I know it's going down?
Yeah, that's exactly. So it is rational thought at some point.
Yeah, and you jump right back in
when the good is coming.
Yeah.
So right now what we're looking at is we're timing or jumping. We're timing or jumping on the whole market, to be honest.
That's true. That's what we're always doing, right? Yeah, it's a good time. That's all that's my personal thing, is that I think it's a good time. I'm tying it back to the point though, which is that these guys are saying essentially that they're buying always, or they're reserving the right to buy once it's below 15% of NAV, and it is currently 93 cents. Like I said, it's at a 35% discount to NAV, so it's definitely within the bounds of what it is that they need to the right.
Yeah.
Right? And that means and 85% of NAV currently at 124. 85. Well, by the time you guys hear this, you'd have had a new NAV, but the NAV we have right now is 124. So 85%, 124. We're looking. Why don't you tell me, Danai, since you've worked it out already? You didn't. $1.05. $1.05. So they bring it back up to $1, but isn't that funny? $1.05 is still, when compared to 93 cents, it's still 12.9. That's still a 13% jump right there you can make. And $1.05 is not even, it didn't even reach IPO yet. A lot of things can happen. That's the same thing with iCreate. I felt so good about that. Big up Tyrone. Tyrone company got to be a casualty of my emotionless trading though. I bought it off. Like what was said, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of the buzz around it, Tyrone, and I'm in it. I'm in it because I want to see what happens for the long haul. So I put a little small in there, and I've said it here. I think I said it on 2 episodes. But that price fly, boy. that price flew. That price flew. I don't know what caused it, but I know he had some good. Big up Kalila again. I know he appeared on Kalila's taking stock. Yeah, so I linked that one too. So big up Kalila, a nice interview there. And
Tyrone has good interviews, you know.
Tyrone knows his stuff. Tyrone is a businessman,
and the fact that he knows his numbers.
He knows
everybody. Every high level investors, they know. I need founders to know their numbers. And CEOs to know their numbers.
He knows his numbers.
Tell you numbers straight off. I forgot revenue, and you can see it's in his head because the way he says it.
And him tell you why. Remember him story that the man said is him. He met the course there, you. Yeah, he was part of the first set of people to get into it, and the man said, "Miss an exam and write a business plan."
Yeah.
I remember back now the UA days when I really believe that story there now, and I feel him telling him, I feel like that's himself. I don't know, but I like it. Go back and listen to that episode we have before, guys. Good. Yeah, it's a really good episode. Tyrone was talking real. Yeah, it was pretty good. We've had some good interviews. I like that. But yeah, that profit came in. Yeah, a little earlier than I expected. So what did I do? After that, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I jumped. I got out. So
if it ever goes back to where you're like,
it's going to go right back down to where I bought it at, and I'm gonna buy it back in. But now I'm gonna buy it back in. I'm gonna be able to buy like 15 to 20% more shares with the same amount of money.
The same money you put in.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Wow. Damn. That's a game. But also at the end of the day, I'm still thinking long term. The original reason why I went in is still there, so I'm still going to go back in. Yeah. I know I have more. I use a short term trip to fund that even bigger, longer term play, because in 5 years, in 3 years,
it was the taxi money, finance a cruise.
Yes. Hey. Wow. Say that clearly so people hear what you said. I use the
taxi money and
TAXI.
TXI, the taxi money, and finance the cruise.
That's correct. Because it's not like it's I use the tax money. And finance the cruise, and that is too hot for me, boy. Yeah, not touching that one, boy. But yeah, I got a good jump there, and that's what I do. You know, if I say I'm not here to tell nobody say I'm going in for 20% in 1 year, and I get the 20% in 1 week, and no, it was 1 year. I'm taking the 20%. Nobody really wanted 20%.
You want to go for a year. You know, want to go 20%.
Yeah, but in Tyrone's case, I am there because I want to see what happens in a few years. I just also saw an opportunity to see 20% more in a few years. Yeah. So I'll take it. That's the game. That's what we do. That's the thin end of the wedge. That's the actual investing. So, there's a lot of terms around. I'm carrying it back to QWI's point. There's a lot of terms around the authority and reasons, like how they're going to be able to buy it and explorations and so on. You guys should read it. I'll link that in the show notes also. But at the end of the day, this is them doing a share buyback. And I'll quote Buffett. What's this week's Buffett? This week's Buffett on share buybacks and why he doesn't, because that's what Berkshire Hathaway does. Berkshire Hathaway doesn't pay dividends.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Yeah, they would rather, and he has always said it. Him and Jamie Dimon is another one that's always said it. He's always said that share buybacks, in his view, provide greater value to the investor than paying you a simple dividend. And I get it. At its core, I can say it. We work with the $1 level and we work with QWI. QWI could pay they could take that money and pay a 15-cent dividend. Or they could use that 15 cents and buy the asset 15% below. And the second it passes 15, it has now given you more money than the dividend. Because the dividend can ever only be 15%. That's why we understand cash is a position, but cash is also weakness. Because $100 can only ever be $100 less inflation. However, $100 worth of stocks can be anything in the future. It can grow. Yeah. So this is literally linked back to the same exact thing. So they're doing a Berkshire Hathaway move, which is that when the share price reaches a certain level, I think there's value there.
He says if even his own stock, if he sees it trading at a discount, he might as well buy it because
boom.
I like buying stocks at a discount, so why not my own?
Does QWI own any JAMTs?
I don't know.
I don't remember. At the IPO time, they didn't.
But I
don't know. But think about this. If QWI and JAMT are separate companies, but they do share some ownership. Now suppose they were completely separate companies, right? We'll call it RWI. And let's say that I saw the notice from JAMT where the price is at $6.67, and these guys are saying that as soon as June 2020, June of the same year, couple months from now, they're expecting at $10 per share to be considered a discount. Immediately, me as the money manager at RWI would...
Especially since JAMT's PE is what it is.
And its PE is low. Look at it and say, that's a 50% jump. They consider what I consider to be 50% higher in the future, they're considering it to be a discount in 5 months. These guys must have something coming. If in the event that QWI then holds JAMT shares, that could be looked on. That sign could be looked on as something for money managers to say, even if I fail it in 6 months, the man them plan to keep this for 5 years. Remember, money managers have to think on longer timelines and bigger money. So those guys must be thinking, say, okay, so maybe we miss a 50% in 5 months with this big money, but we have 3 years to go. And this guy same money next year and the year after. At some point, it's going to fly at least 50% for money manager. That's huge. The entire market in 2019 rose 31%. Yeah, so 50% is big for a money manager to make. Maybe then you buy in. Maybe you make a buy in. Maybe that's a sign to actually buy. For the guys out there trying to look for signs and trying to make some sensible decisions linking different dots, different ideas.
Maybe
that's a sign, right? So I'm thinking that maybe the QWI guys could look on it and go, hey, these JAMT guys seem to think that they're going to be worth a lot more, and we seem to have a link to them. I don't know. I'm throwing things out there in my mind.
But the thing is, but you don't do that yourself.
I don't do it myself in terms of what?
Look at them and say, oh, these guys think they'll be. You look for reasons why they can be, or why they should be, versus...
Well, I mean, I look at it to say... Sorry, what do you mean? Because obviously in this case, I mean, they share a lot of ownership. So obviously John Jackson, the QWI guy, knows what John Jackson, the JAMT guy is doing.
Yeah.
But it says then to me that imagine if you're buying your shares back at 35% discount, QWI, plus you're spending some money buying a company that expects to grow 50% very soon. How do you think that's going to go?
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, especially because they own them, right? So it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how they do it.
But if you do, if it's a QWI owning JAMT, then you understand that somebody thinking something.
Yeah. But Warren Buffett has always stated that share buybacks provide, in his opinion, greater value to the shareholder than simply paying out the cash as a dividend. That's why he doesn't really mess with dividends.
What's his name again? Epley was buying back their shares all day.
Yeah, well, they haven't bought it back yet. The date is to come.
Okay, yeah, when they were there, when they put out the notice. So.
Do you know that the share price has fallen since then?
Interesting.
You remember I worked it out that you could make a 6% guaranteed on like 1 hour. The thing is below is like 38 now.
I need to go look at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people were rattled. People were saying,
why are they
doing it so early? They just got the IPO money. In my head though.
Yes, I did see that.
I did wonder though if I have maybe they made money since the IPO. It wasn't a lot of money they were buying, a lot of shares they were buying. But
15 mil worth.
At that size, making a $50 million from rent.
Spend $15 million in order to boost your share price.
And I rent properties. I like $15 million in that time at that level. I don't think it was far fetched. And even then, like even if some of the IPO money left over, and they wouldn't have thought, okay, raise some money from IPO. I have some deals on the table. I'm pretty sure they were, I can fund this deal, or we spend $15 million here. That was not I don't think that was the decision they were making. I think we have this money, and we don't really do much with it, so let's buy some shares. Yeah,
well, I think the decision was no. I go one better. These guys are managing a fund. They're fund managers. Yeah, they exist. One of the stated purposes for the company is to bring shareholder value,
and they're bringing shareholder value.
If my CEO realizes I can spend 15 mil, or I can spend any amount, I don't know if there's 50 million in my head, it might be 15 mil shares, you know. But whatever, it says it's 15 million. My CEO realizes he can spend 15 million in order to give me a 10-20% increase in the share price. Go ahead and do it. That's how I do it anyway. Sometimes we just call that 15 million marketing. Sometimes we call that 15 million advertising. Sometimes we call that 15 million fees. And with this time, I'm calling 15 million a share buyback. Yeah. But I expect him to do that because he's saying, I'm seeing my company have an opportunity here to make some gains very quickly, and I would like to show it. That's what I expected to do. I expected you to do that. That should have been that was your job before you even became listed. You're simply doing your job. The company never started when them list. All right, the company has always existed, and the fiduciary responsibility was always there. That is real fiduciary responsibility, and that's understanding of real business and real finance, real value. When you understand where value actually is in a practical way, you understand what people are doing. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to wait until next year before I try to make my shareholders happy? Because I just IPO? No, IPO is just part of an entire step. Especially when you think about, let's go deeper. Look at the company that do it, who those people are and how they've acted. Epley has acted very deliberately, very carefully, very strategically from the jump.
And money been coming. So.
And they've had a hard way of it. But they've still done it.
Still done it, yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
But yeah. So that's QWI.
QWI share buyback.
Alright, cool. Interesting bit for me this week was Barita.
Alright, hit the Barita.
Alright, so Barita. They dropped numbers. And I remember, me and Randy were on thing there.
Randy and I. Yo, if you know the amount of feedback I get for telling you that last week.
Yeah?
And people never write that. He never find an article but it was correct.
Cool.
I say it
didn't
because
even look, to be honest.
I know I never even look either, but I say it because I always think it whenever I listen to it and I hear it.
Same actually. Same.
Yeah.
Especially when I tweet it. Most of my things are Randy and I. When I talk about it in the podcast. But Barita, they dropped numbers, and we had spoken about the fact that the investment gains they got last year, they're gonna have to put something to match it. Cause trade on a PE market. Falling profits mean falling thing there. Falling stock price.
Yeah. And these guys don't believe in falling profits, right? What kind of profit them report were they?
So it was investment gains out of it. And alright, so
no, it was fees and commission.
No. Before this.
Okay.
So last year was a lot of investment gains, and then this year hit us hard because on last year the same quarter, their investment gains was less than the quarter last year.
The quarter before that.
So December 31 last year.
Last year being 2019.
2019. December 31, 2018 though.
Okay.
But you know that, yeah.
No, I'm saying, tell the people the correct date when you said last year.
Okay.
2020.
So on December 31, 2018, they made 262 million profit on investments. And in December 31, 2019, that's December gone, they only made 252 million. So they're less.
0.1.
So they're less on things. They got that.
A drop, yeah.
Yeah. But they're still putting heavy profit increase. Bottom line was 502 million, and December gone, and the December before that was 108 million. So enough money they make.
Huge money, and most of that
came from
fees
and commission. So the money that they were raising all of last year through the rights issues put into good use.
Yeah.
So they've new business going on right there. And after that, other people had an issue with the nature of the money they're making. So people are talking, it's not actual cash they're making, so the liquidity of that money wasn't there.
Yeah.
Here we are
with them showing the liquidity of how you boost an asset. I myself had questions around it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're asking, all right, so
we did some digging, look at some things, and I've subsequently tweeted. I've said that I think Barita is my dark horse pick for this year.
That's all. When the results dropped, all people were, Randy, this is a steals. Randy, this is a steals.
Dark horse. Yeah.
It's funny because I said to you, you haven't told anybody you're thinking on it.
Yeah, I haven't said no why.
They decided that whatever happens, Randy says so. So good luck with that pause, or great responsibility.
Yeah, great headaches. You're right. I've never publicly said what my thinking is. I just say it's my dark horse pick, for the year. And that's funny because imagine if I said that when they were trading at $9 and $10.
Oh gosh.
Oh god. That was a hell of a jump. It went from $9 to $90. Come back down to 70.
Yo.
And post that they have made this profit, as you see, 300 and odd. What was it? 350. What's the percentage profit increase?
Sure, that enough.
And that's just for the first quarter.
Yeah, just for the first quarter.
Yeah, just for the first quarter, they have made an increase of. I want to give you guys the right number. And these guys have all these percentages, and then they'll put the percentage up there. I guess I'm playing subtle.
Oh, yes, it's somewhere. Where did I see it last?
Let's work it out yourself. Stop being lazy. He said to himself.
502 divided by 108. Simple.
No, put the money 0.9 in there though, sir. 0.97 is actually worth putting in.
True.
That's
972.
364% increase in profit. That's very respectable.
Actually, it's funny.
What's that?
Without the 972, I still got 364.
It really isn't. I mean, yeah. But it's marginal error.
364.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? They have more shares out now than before. Yeah, the EPS jump.
So on somebody's thing there. They mentioned it in the thing there, in their report, the shareholders' equity. So it rose by 361% shareholders' equity because they raised money throughout last year. But that's efficiency. When companies raise money, it's hard for me to put into like efficient vehicle that prints money same time. So like when other companies like they raise it and they buy a plant, they buy something, you know, and that the money don't come same time. But you put money, you invest that money, then easy money. And money comes back easy when it's just investment because you don't spend and then
cash is a position, but it's not a very strong position. Yeah, an asset can grow. Cash is limited in what it can do.
The funny thing, I mentioned that people were questioning the viability of investment gain because of the liquidity of it. You make money on it.
Sometimes.
But end of last year, so Barita's end of year, they put gain on sale. So through the year, they were booking FVPL, but a big part of the investment gain last year, they sold.
They sold a lot of that.
Sold some investment. So they made some cash there. That's not.
So they've turned that thing around into cash.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, guess what? We still can get cash out of this thing.
Yeah, I'm not even arguing that point. So I just found it interesting that on EPS, they didn't normalize the base.
It's not adjusted.
No. So if you look on EPS, they give you 17 cents last year, same time. And this year they give you 61 cents, but it's 652.7 million shares last year and 818.9 million shares this year. That's a significant enough amount of shares, new shares, which says to me that I think that if they make the bases similar, the percentage
definitely.
Huge. Is my dark horse pick for here. I think I can leave it there. If I put myself on a 1 year, do I think Barita in 1 year will be worth more than 20%? That make it easy for me. Or 30%. 30% last year is what the market went up by. I think that Barita will be worth more than 30% at the end of January 2021. Barita right now per share is $71.18, and if it goes up by 30%, then that would bring it to $92.53. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I believe so. I think that's light for them. They've not got 90 already. Most of them got 90 before them do this, you know?
Yeah.
So
interesting times ahead, man.
Yeah, very, very interesting times ahead. One to watch. Between JAMT.ja, the space.
We spoke about the thing there, the principals, the directors taking a position, a heavier position, because we're talking about people buying into the company, and some directors that they still don't, some senior manager and directors still don't hold stock in the company, and
we saw how they have slowly started to get stock, because you see, last year some never have. Marc did that thread on that.
It was in his thread there.
Yeah, we were saying that how they buy over time.
What's interesting to me though was, remember that this rights issue, you could transfer rights. So they could have easily bought in at the 45.
Well, I usually, I'm leaving room for maybe there are agreements around who can or can't hold shares at a specific time and reasons why they might not be able to hold shares.
That would be interesting, especially since there was a heavy thing there. Because the nature of what's going on right now with the Cornerstone, having a holding, that might... I don't know much is what's going on with Cornerstone. So. Yeah,
Cornerstone is also a dark horse, but that's not on the market.
Oh, yeah.
The closest is Barita. And the top dog there, Paul Simpson. But he does own shares in Barita. So he owns a significant amount of shares. So you would have also benefited from...
Well, I think he got... that was interesting to me.
That he seemed to have... Well, I like that he benefited during the time, and he should benefit anything in the future hit him too. So I like that. I like when the top dog, or in fact the top team, I like when the people...
Are invested with it,
Yeah. Who own the company are investing
in the game.
With me. Yeah, skin in the game. Can't knock it. But like I said, one of my dark horses for 2019. 2020. Yeah, it's like I'm stuck last year.
I mean, I still like that. I just haven't bought it.
Well, I said we should keep this one short. I don't know how long we're doing. But I think I can give you guys enough here. I feel like we're going to regret that there's a whole point of us said. There's one big up I won't give up. I don't know if I can call him name or not. But a good version of mine, he did put out some...
Oh, okay, the JTrader.
Yeah, the JTrader thing, which, boy, if you use JTrader, you know. That like a small window don't make no sense. Check your show notes, you'll see there. I call it the JTrader Fix. It's simple. All it does is it allows the JTrader window to fill your
browser screen.
Your browser screen, your window. It doesn't. Instead of being locked into that little tiny window that it always was. JSE, if you can, please, if you can lend an ear and just fix it so we don't need fixes like these.
It's really good.
Yeah, it really is good. They make a world of difference in the whole market, my lord. Yeah, I've seen just more.
Versus that small window.
Versus like a tiny window. It's even worse on mobile. God.
Oh gosh, mobile kills me.
Yeah. But you know, it was good. It's good to have it more comfortable. I'm happy that the brethren did that. I've linked the fix for anybody who's interested. You'll see the fix in the show notes.
Yeah.
Anybody else I forget to big up this week, I'm sorry, but big up everybody.
You know?
Yeah, big up everybody. Big up everybody. We're coming to you with a lot more this year. Anything you want to tell the people?
Enjoy here, make some money.
Anything about the markets, anything about finance, anything they should look forward to?
Oh no, not right now.
Oh God, you saw
nothing on the mind.
Oh Lord. That's the problem. Guys, we hope this hasn't been too terrible for you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some gems in it. Look out for more from us next week. Look out for some interesting things, some good interviews as always, and trying to bring you the value. I will leave you with that. I'm Randy at RT Row.
And I'm Danai, H. Enjoy yourselves, guys. We're going to enjoy yourselves now.
And this has been earnings season. Yes, you know what? One last thing before we go. There's something I should say. People are listening to this during the first week, the anniversary. So this is something I should put in, and I'll make sure to say. I don't know why JC hasn't made a bigger deal of it. Maybe they will soon. But it is on Monday. So you're hearing this on Wednesday. So it's a little too late, but you'll see my tweets about it also. But we're recording this the day before. On Monday, the 3rd of February 2020 will be the anniversary of the very first trade on the JSE. Yeah, and I'm now... You know, as soon as you're ready to say it, everything just gone because I'm supposed to be seeing it. You know, it's all the reading and all the stuff I do over the time. Yeah, I don't remember where I found it all, but it's not hidden. The JC doesn't hide it. It's something there.
You're just there somewhere.
But the JC's first trade happened on Monday, February 3rd, 1969.
What's that?
That's good. That's some homework for people. If I find it, I'll put it. I have some pictures maybe I can put in the show notes. But it's a good thing to know that something like that happened February 3rd, 1969. How many years since then, Danai?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. 51. So 51 years since the first trade on the JSE. First, they were the Kingston Stock Exchange. They were in their own billionaire BOJ, and then February it happened. So it's a hell of a time because here we are years later with you and me a podcast talking about stocks and that thing.
Stocks.
Yeah, so thank you for that moment. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we say it on the podcast because it's a lot has come out of it. Yeah. It's a damn big deal. Thank you guys. This has been earnings season. I'm Randy at RT Row.
And I'm Danai at H.
Goodbye. I'm going to try.
Tweet about it. Earnings season, bro.